It has been 175 days since we have last done one of these previews, Bonssa Tufa, but the sun is out, and it is NAPA Spring Sizzler week here at the Stafford Motor Speedway.
175 days. Of course, you knew that
It's
number.
a half a year.
It is. We're finally back. After 6 months off, the 52nd NAPA Spring Sizzler opens the weekend. The NAPA Auto Parts Duel. We're back. We're finally back at it. We got through open practice, and what better way to start than with the biggest event of the year?
And the Open Modifieds, 100 laps. They will be the feature on Sunday for the 52nd NAPA Spring Sizzler. They'll open up the race weekend with the duel on Saturday. Holy entry list. 35 strong, and so many former race winners and champions from around the region.
It's a stacked list. Just starting off with the drivers outside of Stafford, like Matt Hirschman, Eric Goodale, John McKennedy. And then you got the Stafford drivers like Doug Kobe, Ronnie Williams, Todd Owen, Keith Rocco. Ronnie Silk, the defending winner, ran an SK here weekly for several years. That's just a little taste of the entry list at Stafford. So many wins, so many track titles amongst the 30-plus drivers that are competing this weekend. A lot of different drivers you can say have a chance to get a top 5 podium or even that $20,000 winning prize on top of the lap money bonus and the winnings for the duel. It's going to be action-packed, but before you make it to the Sizzler, you got to get through the duel.
And those are twin 40-lap races on Saturday afternoon to kick off the race weekend. And there have been some big names that have not advanced into Sunday's race program because of incidents or mechanical failure or just because of the lack of speed on Saturday.
That's just the way racing goes sometimes. Nothing is guaranteed. No matter how good you are, no matter how good the car is, you still got to complete all 40 laps. You still got to finish well. Easier said than done. A lot of good cars. Last year's duels were a matter of survival at times. There was a lot of incidents last year in the duels. Who knows what's going to happen, but you just got to survive, get a good spot. Track position is so key. Pit strategy is so key, and it all begins on Saturday.
With the NAPA Auto Parts dual qualifying races, the Open Modifieds, the headline of the division, but surely not the only division on the racetrack here this weekend. All 5 of our regular divisions will be here, including the SK Modifieds. They'll open up the season. A lot of storylines on tap, including Todd Owen. Can he make it 4 championships in a row? He's the first to do 3.
Well, if you can win 3 in a row, you can't doubt them possibly getting 4 in a row. But it's going to be difficult because the SK Modified roster is stacked again. Corey DiMatteo just came off his best year yet in the division, finishing 2nd in points. Keith Rocco, I think, had his best year since his last title in 2020. He's going for championship number 5. Michael Jarvis Jr. finally broke that winless drought that lasted 8 years, finished 4th in points. Anthony Flannery finished 5th in points. David Arute, Jonathan Pulio, Dylan Kopech, Noah Corner. I can go on and on. The point is, a lot of drivers have a chance to win every Friday night in the SK Modifieds, and you got to be perfect to have a chance at winning that championship.
Andrew Moeller in the 85 car, new combination for this year.
And we know how good that 85 is at the beginning of the year. They won 2 of the opening events in the SK Modifieds in the last 3 years. The other race finished 2nd.
The late models also will be part of the racing card here this weekend. They'll open up their season on Saturday. Kevin Gambacorda, the defending champion, going for another. But again, some new drivers, or I guess some familiar drivers from years ago, back in the field this year.
For example, Alan Cliff Saunders, who are both late model winners, both have a track title at Stafford, won the Street Stocks, won the Limiteds. They're back for the first time in a couple years, brand new race cars. They'll be one to watch. Josh Wood, a former limited late model champion, winner in all 3 Fender divisions. He's back at least for a part-time effort, so he'll be one to watch. And then moving on up from the limiteds is Kevin Cormier, so he'll be making an appearance. Christopher Buffoni will also be making an appearance this year, on top of the already really packed list of drivers we had last season. Kevin Gambacorda, defending champion. Adam Gray, 4-time champion. Tom Fern, 3-time champion. But then you got guys like Wayne Corey Jr., who came off their best year yet in the late models, finishing 2nd in points. Tom Butler returned to victory lane. Again, we can go all day. But the late model field is stacked. It's really tough. It's really hard to get through the field. You really need a good car and a lot of precision to make your way through the pack and into victory lane.
It is stacked and wide open. Will be fun to watch all season long. It gets underway this Saturday for the late models. Speaking of wide open and stacked, the SK Light Modifieds, 36 cars here to practice last Saturday.
Just practice, by the way. Who knows how many we're going to get on opening weekend. Last year, 40 of them came for Spring Sizzler weekend. We talk about it every week last year, 30-plus cars, and you can make a case for 10 to 12 to 15 of them having a chance at victory. George Bissett Jr., a defending champion. Well, I guess he's not defending the champion because he's moving on, doing some SK starts, open modified starts. He'll be going for the Spring Sizzler. So Tyler Chapman finished third in points last year, 4 victories and a non-points race victory. He's going to be one of the favorites. Alex Pearl didn't have the best of years. His first winless season in, 6 full-time years in the SK Light Modifieds. He hopes to rebound. He was pretty confident about the car in open practice. Then you got drivers like Meg Fuller, who got her first win. Nick Covey won the Invitational, teaming up with Keith Rocco. He was fast at the end of last year. Amanda West looking to change her luck around. Cassandra Cole, her best season yet. A lot of teams to watch. Bob Charland, Joy Farino, 2 guys who've been around for a long time, but coming off bad years, they want to rebound a big way this season. Who knows what the SK Lights are going to bring, but they're going to certainly bring the action.
The limited late models also in action on Saturday. That division continues to grow, continues to expand. I believe we saw nearly 20 cars here on Saturday just practicing, and they're all chasing last year's champion, now a 3-time champion, Jeremy Lavoie.
And Lavoie is trying to go back-to-back for the second time in his career. He did in 18 and 19, won last year, try and do it again. He's already got the most limited late model titles in the division all time. By the way, 20 years of limited late model racing.
That's right.
Got started in 2005, and they're still on the uptrend even now. Matt Clement's going to be one to watch. Had such a great year last year, but he is tired of finishing second. His own brother Scott made fun of him during the shop tour about how he's always finishing second. Scott Clement looking to bring the confidence up this season. We know Jay Clement might do a couple starts. Rich Hammond ended the year really well. He said the track's not much different now compared to the end of last year, so who knows how he's going to start off because he was really good at the tail end of 2023. Adrian Paradise III looking for that first win, which seems to be coming sooner rather than later because he's been fast ever since he got started last year. Gary Patino felt good about the car. It's a really underrated division. A lot of drivers have a chance to win any given week. The Gen 6 are back. Devin Jensen got a win last year. He's looking for better luck this season. 18 to 20 drivers every week, and half of them have a chance at victory lane.
And we'll wrap up with the street stocks. They'll open the program on Saturday afternoon as well. And last year it was a tale of 2 drivers in Ryan Waterman and Travis Haidar. One of those drivers in last year's champion, not committed to run full-time this year, maybe at all.
Well, that opens the door up a little bit, doesn't it?
It does.
That does make Travis Haidar a huge favorite, but you can't disregard guys like Travis Downey and Burt Willett. Burt Willett had 3 different rides last year. Travis Downey had 5 or 6 DNFs. If those 2 can stay out of trouble, you can see them catching up and competing with Travis Haidar on a weekly basis. Whenever Waterman comes to town, you know he's going to be one to watch. So we'll see what he has in store. But in terms of championship picture, Haidar, Downey, and Willett, I think, are the 2 or the 3 drivers to watch. But you got guys like Daniel Chuck, who got his car rebuilt. He got his first win last year. He's really confident about that 94 this year after open practice. Jason Raymond, rookie season last year, finished 8th in points. Jeff Aslan, rookie season last year, almost got his first podium. Maybe they'll step it up. That's going to be a really interesting aspect. Who in the street stocks will step up from last year and become a new contender in this division?
Those are just some of the storylines in all of our divisions that will be here this weekend, part of the 52nd NAPA Spring Sizzler here at Stafford Motor Speedway. And I hope Mother Nature is exactly like this come Saturday and Sunday. Beautiful blue skies and about 65, 70 degrees.
Do we need to talk about that?
No, because we talked about it way too much last year. But tickets are still available for this weekend. StaffordSpeedway.com. While you're there, check out the full weekend schedule. And if you can't be here in person, you can tune in on all the action on Flow Racing.